Is that the monster talking?
I'm gonna walk you around. You wanna jump?
because bathroom. We do have some glue starting over there. You're going downstairs, Pigs. He got used to hanging out with us. Go ahead. When Danny is out at bedtime. So he kind of came up with us. But Danny's downstairs in the basement with the door open, so he's fine to go back down now that we're slowing down. The boys are reading. It's about 9:19. I've been in high anxiety mode today, but I'll start from the beginning. We got up. I had a lot of pain last night. It was ovary pain. It sucks having a short cycle and having both ovary pain and cramps and heavy long period. So there's like about 5 days in my cycle that actually I feel human. When's this supposed to end? Anyway, I woke up feeling so much better, just sore. Like when you've been cramping that hard, things are sore, and they were sore for a good half of the day, but I was feeling so much better. And we got up, had some breakfast, and then Sebastian and I sat down to do some school. We still have one more assessment to do because he wanted to put those last, and of course we derailed before then. And then we needed to go out and send off the homeschool testing. So Jax came with us and we drove out to our post office box. We've had it since we moved out to this area in 2006. And the franchise owner of the UPS store, he's so nice, and their family's a homeschool family, so we always chat homeschool when it's time for me to send off our testing. He said he hadn't done his. I was telling him how the boys were going to go into public and try that out, and mostly because we're trying to get Jax into public high school and get in before then. He was telling us that he's had kids that have gone into public and ones that they've homeschooled at high school at home, and that's totally doable. And he was surprised that we're putting Sebastian into instead of keeping him at home till high school. But yeah, I tried to explain it the best I can, that Danny just wants it and thinks it's good for him. And it might be. They're different learners. Jax was just so advanced when he was young. But it was just wonderful to talk to him and have him totally understand. And there's a lot of homeschool families, like hardcore homeschool families with a lot of kids, or even just 3, where some are in public and some are in homeschool. And I just need to remind myself that nothing is set in stone, and we're just trying to do our best. But after chatting with him, we walked over to Walgreens because my eczema's kind of going crazy. I know I've had people ask. This is what I get when it's flaring up big. I don't like super strong stuff. This is only 1% hydrocortisone, but a few days of this really takes a flare down. But all the stress. So I got that. We were there a little too long because Sebastian wanted to buy Hot Wheel and they had very few choices. So then his eyes were just looking at all the toys that are so overpriced there because it's not a toy store. But we eventually got out of there and hopped in the car and drove over one parking lot. It was kind of cold and not pleasant to walk through service roads. And we went to a little local coffee shop. Very expensive, but sometimes you gotta support the local shops. I had $9 avocado toast and I had a quarter of my egg fall off onto the floor. Yay. But it was tasty. We just kind of ate fast because the wind was cold. And so over winter. So we came home and Sebastian wanted a little time to do Legos before heading up to quiet time. We did that. Quiet time. I went downstairs and painted. I'm at this awkward stage where I was working on the second coat of the background and starting to really get the shades in the fur, but it's not looking right. Like, if you followed the cat one, that was the most extreme because she's like calico and had so many different patches of color that when I was doing those under middle layers, I think people were like, girl, you're crazy? This looks so bizarre. But then all of a sudden it'll come together. I know it will. I have to tell myself that because I'm at the stage where I hate it. But I made myself share the picture to my friend, say, he's just at this awkward stage. And she's like, it's okay, mom loves your children even at an awkward stage. It'll come together. We're making good progress. Now that that background is almost completely done, I can really get in there with the details and not worry about the edges getting painted over later. But I did that. Danny came back. He was out at Costco getting the kids some vitamins and his allergy medicine. And I painted a little while he was working on his personal work. And then I was going to make some dinner, but Jax really wanted me to cook him his Trader Joe's chicken teriyaki. I don't eat chicken. Danny's allergic to chicken, so we ended up ordering ourselves Indian food at my request. Because he was thinking maybe Thai, and I was thinking maybe Indian. And he was like, actually, either would be great. And so we went with Indian. It always gives us a lot of yummy leftovers. I can't always eat them. Sometimes the Indian bothers my system. And the next day I'm like, I'm not going through that bellyache again. But then there's other times where I fix myself 2 bowls of it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so we had that. I cooked them food and it magically lined up that our delivery came when I finished. Then I had a bath because bath season's almost over. It's going to be hot soon. And I'll be less inclined to enjoy a hot bath. But I did want to touch on, while we were doing school, Sebastian smiled and I saw like a weird mark on his tooth, and maybe a little bit right there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, do you have a cavity or did you chip it when you fell? That's what I'm leaning towards, because he had split his lip right here and there's just blood everywhere, and he had a cut and its chin was scraped, but I didn't see anything. But now I'm wondering if he actually did scrape that. They haven't been to the dentist since the pandemic. They were finally fully vaccinated late December was when their 2 weeks were gonna hit. And I had an appointment. I had actually gone back before them because I was fully vaccinated. I had an appointment for a 6-month visit, December 30th. I was gonna go. I was gonna make them their appointments, so they would probably be going in early January. But then Omicron hit, and I called and canceled my appointment. And I kind of rode that Omicron wave into March. And then here it is, it's already April. It just got away from me. So I was like, okay, we got so much going on. We went away in April, and then we have this small amount of time to finish school, do testing, and then get ready to go away again. So I was just gonna do it after. Like, Yvonne's already moving his furniture into his condo to after the beach, because at this point his storage unit is renewing for another month. So we're like, okay, no more rushing. So yeah, it's been a hot minute. And I'm so proud of Jax. I'm so dang proud of him. He has a lot of medical anxiety, and he's always had dentist anxiety. I used to have to promise him like a video game or a book to just even let them x-ray him. But, oh, he's so grown. He came down after I was in my bath when I was back downstairs, and he's like, you know, I did some searching and I learned that cavities don't even hurt to get filled. They take care of it. I'm like, oh man, as long as you're prepared, like I'm not gonna be disappointed if any of us have cavities, because of course we haven't been taking care of our teeth. But yeah, I'm just proud of him. I don't know what the deal will be with Sebastian. I hope he didn't damage his teeth. I also hope it's not a cavity in the front. That would be really weird. Like, the way it is, it looks like it was scraped. But I guess we find out tomorrow. I called them right after we stopped school when I was getting ready to head out to mail that, and I was like, you know, I was going to make an appointment for them in May, but now I see that there's some weird spot. It might have been from him falling, so maybe we need to be seen sooner. And she's like, tomorrow. Ding. They're always messaging me, we just got an opening, so I need to make my appointment. I didn't worry about that. I was like, just don't worry about mine. We're going to do them, and I'll make an appointment while I'm there or something. I want to make sure I get the hygienist I like. And probably do mine after we get back. I just got so much on my dang plate, especially if we have to come back for anything, any repair work. But yeah, I've had anxiety from that all day because I have a lot of tooth anxiety. I don't have dentist anxiety, I have tooth anxiety. I am the person who, something feels weird. There's a rough spot, there's a hole. I am on the phone to my dentist and I'm like, you need to come see me. If this is an old cavity, you need to redo the cavity. If this is a wisdom tooth, I have all my wisdom teeth. They're fully in. Well, now I have 2 wisdom teeth because I've had 2 different ones that I've asked them to pull out because they were causing me anxiety. One had an old cavity that I had cut and filled, and part of the filling fell out. And I was like, can you please remove that whole tooth? Which is surprisingly no big deal if you have a healthy tooth that's completely and fully in, not impacted or anything. It is 10 seconds to pull that sucker out. 5 minutes for numbing, 10 seconds to take it out. And then I had it done to the other side because as soon as I had that one done, this one just started moving further and further away. It was moving so fast that it was a little wiggly. And they were so confused. They're like, I have no idea why your tooth is doing this. It is a little loose and it's way further than it was. So sure, you can have it taken out. You just have to pay for it. So yes, I'm the person, over the pandemic, I went to the dentist because I thought a cavity was unfilling itself, an old filling, and I had them redo it. Even though I wasn't fully numb, I'm like, just do it anyway. I'll tell you if you get too close to the nerve, and they did a little bit, and they also stabbed my tongue, but I felt so much better having that done. But yeah, been feeling very stressed and very anxious. I also had caffeine this morning, which probably didn't help, but as I said, I think I said, Amazon sent Danny, I don't even know, 4 times 6, 24 boxes of coffee, each with 12 pods in it, when they were supposed to be 4 boxes, each with 12 pods in it. Oops, someone trying to pick away at it with him, and anyway, are we ready to say goodnight? Then we're gonna brush your teeth. I've been saying goodnight.
Do you want to say goodnight with us? We're still gonna
You
read.
can go back to reading. I would like to brush his teeth, but I was about to say goodnight, so you might as well. Anyway, let me find an angle where I'm not blocking the light with the camera. Friends, we will see tomorrow. Wish us luck. Stay safe, be kind, and don't forget.
Wash
Wash your hands.
wash your hands.